Questions from Landon. St. Albans. And Walter Johnson meet today on It's Academic. That's some noise. Hello, everybody. I'm Hillary Howard. Welcome to It's Academic. Here's the opening round. As you know, each team begins with 100 points. 10 up for a right answer, 10 down for a wrong answer. The contestants here do not see what you do on the screens at home. Let's begin. They died in foreign lands. Not everyone gets to die at home in his or her native land. See if you can tell me where these noted people died. Pocahontas died in this homeland of her husband, Walter Johnson.
England, yeah. England?
Correct. The French artist Gauguin died on this South Pacific island. Walter Johnson.
Tahiti. Tahiti?
Yes. Napoleon died on this bleak island. St. Albans.
Elba?
No, St. Helena. General James Wolfe died at this French-Canadian. Landon.
Canada?
No, Quebec. British poet Lord Byron died of a fever in this Aegean. St. Albans.
Greece?
Yes, that's right. The German composer Wagner died in this country of Verdi and Puccini. Johnson.
Italy?
That is correct. Writer Robert Louis Stevenson is buried on this South Pacific island. Samoa. Captain Cook was slain in these islands. St. Albans.
Hawaii?
No, the Sandwich. Oh, yes, Hawaii, the Sandwich Islands. That is absolutely correct, and that's the end of the opening round.
It's Academic with Hillary Howard. Sponsored by Giant. New things are happening at Giant.
The dancing bulldog and the drumline from Walter Johnson for making all that sound and providing a little bit of fun. Hello, everybody. This is It's Academic, and this is the playoff match, which means all of these teams have already won their opening rounds. So we're going to meet the teams, beginning with Landon School from Bethesda. Hello to Alex Garner.
Hi, I'm Alex Garner. I'm a 17-year-old senior, and I'd like to thank all of our teachers for coming out today, including Mr. Body, our former It's Academic coach.
All right, Taylor Trumbauer.
I'm a 17-year-old junior, and I'd like to thank Mr. Tupper and the team from Holton for practicing with us.
And Adam Freed.
Hi, I'm a 17-year-old junior, and I'd like to thank our jazz band and seniors Nathan and Michael for their support today.
All right, guys, each of these questions, as you know, is worth 20 points. Nothing off for a wrong answer. Here we go. Allen's in Germany. Look closely at this sentence, and you'll find hidden within it the name of what capital city of Michigan?
Lansing?
Yes. Practical, grammatical, fanatical. Which of these adjectives best describes someone who is a zealot?
Fanatical?
Yes. A blanks A. Fill in the blanks here, and you can name what large, dangerous snake that encircles its prey and crushes it to death.
Anaconda?
Correct. Shakespeare wrote the play The Two Villains of Verona. Are you sure? I don't think so. Can you change one word and correct this statement?
Venice?
No, villains to gentlemen. Many heads are better than one. This is an English proverb, but it also might apply to what mythical Greek water serpent which grew 2 heads each time one was cut off?
Hydra?
Hydra is correct. Good job, Landon. Now to St. Albans, of course, from the District of Columbia, and we begin with Cameron Tariani. Hi.
Hi, my name's Cameron Tariani. I'm a 16-year-old junior. I'd like to thank all of our friends and family for coming out to support us, especially Rod Murray, the Bulldog mascot.
Okay. Jonathan Ward?
Hello, I'm Jonathan Ward. I'm a 17-year-old senior. I'd like to thank all of our teachers for coming out today, especially our coach, Mr. Kelly. Thanks.
And hello to Sam Patterson.
Hi, I'm Sam Patterson. I'm an 18-year-old senior, and I'd like to thank our alternate, Alex Gelota, for coming, and also our head of school, Mr. Barrett.
Okay, here we go, gentlemen. Carry a letter. Before you open your mail, see if you can find in this phrase the name of what Ivy League university located in New Haven, Connecticut?
Yale.
Yes. Unplanned, secret, productive. If you attend a clandestine meeting, that meeting could best be described by which of these words?
Secret.
Correct. Blank's ember blank. You can bring this ember back to life by adding letters to name what German city where the trials of Nazi war criminals were held during World War II.
Nuremberg.
That is right. Arthur C. Clarke wrote 2001, A Space Monster. No, he didn't. Please fix this statement by changing one word.
Munster to Odyssey.
Yes. It's hard to beat a day with 4 sunsets. This was the observation of what American astronaut, the first to orbit the Earth?
Glenn. Glenn.
It is Glenn. Good job. St. Albans. Now we get to meet the folks from Walter Johnson from Bethesda, and we begin with Ilya Zhirtomirsky.
Hi, I'm Ilya Zhirtomirsky, a 17-year-old senior, and I'd like to thank our friends and family for coming out, and especially Mr. Whipple, our former coach.
Great. Cameron Kiani.
I'm Cameron Kiani, a 17-year-old senior, and I'd like to thank our coaches, Mr. Stafford and Ms. Robbins.
And hello, Graham Taylor.
I'm Graham Taylor. I'm a 16-year-old junior, and I'd like to thank our alternates, Seth Gottlieb and Samin Bilal.
Okay, guys, here we go. The fossil I consider. Hidden in this word, you can find not a fossil, but what chemical element the second most abundant in the Earth's crust?
Silicon?
Yes. A present, a snub, a compliment. If you received a rebuff from someone, you would have received which of these?
A snub?
Correct. Blanks, glad, blanks. You'll be glad if you can fill in the blanks here to name what Asian country that was once part of Pakistan.
Bangladesh. Yes.
Bangladesh?
Correct. African-American poet Howard Hughes wrote The Weary Blues. That's not right. Can you change one word and make the statement correct?
Sidewalk.
And your answer is?
Sidewalk?
No, Langston Hughes. The greatest living American. This was President Truman's description of what General and Secretary of State for whom the post-World War II European Recovery Plan was named.
Marshall?
Marshall is right. Good job, Walter Johnson. That's the end of the round.
Cancer happens to one person at a time, but it takes an entire group of people to support that one person and help them. I was taken care of by a lot of really incredible doctors and nurses, and the way they were able to save my life twice really has inspired me to become a doctor myself, so I can give back. My name's Clarissa Shilstra. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor, and thank you so much for donating to the Giant Triple Winner program.
Imagine unlimited nationwide data, talk, and text with no contract or hidden fees. Now imagine choosing from millions of songs to download to your phone and never paying per song. With Move Music, you get unlimited downloads included in your wireless plan. More than songs, get albums or entire artist libraries sent directly to your new Android smartphone, like the One PC Mag calls the best no-contract smartphone, the Huawei Mercury. So keep dreaming or call Cricket today to get yours. Cricket, your call.
Yeah. The swing and sounds of the Landon Jazz Band. Hey everyone, each of the contestants in today's game will get tickets to a Washington Nationals game. The season is now in full swing, so plan to enjoy baseball at Nationals Park this spring. Yay! Time for the picture perfect round. Correct answers are worth 10 points. Incorrect answers off 10 points. Here we go. This isn't a flower, it's a worm. The Christmas tree worm, a spiral creature native to what warm sea that washes the shores of Central and South America? Landon. And your answer is?
Caribbean?
Yes. One of the many attractions in the gardens of Versailles. St. Albans? And your answer is? It's Bacchus.
Yeah.
In this photograph, James Joyce is checking the text of his last novel, a work with what funereal title? Landon. And your answer is Finnegan's Wake. On your screens, to what power of 10 is this decimal? Walter Johnson.
Negative third.
10 to the negative 4.
Oh.
The peace rose, one of the most popular varieties ever grown, got its name in what year that saw the end of the Second World War? St. Albans.
1945.
Yes. These supposedly are the floor plans for Solomon's biblical temple, which was constructed from what kind of tree, the national symbol of Lebanon? Walter Johnson.
Cedar. Are you sure?
Cedar. Okay.
Cedar.
Yes. This portrait depicts a priest of what Egyptian god, whose name was given to the British ship captured by John Paul Jones in a famous battle? Johnson.
Serapis?
Yes. This is a section of Monoceros, a constellation which represents what mythical one-horned animal? Johnson.
Unicorn.
Unicorn is the answer, and that is the end of the round.
Thank you for trusting us through the storms.
Thank you for sharing great sports moments with us.
Thank you for making News 4 #1.
Because we're always working for you.
I'm Josh Brolin. I'm hosting SNL this week with musical guest Gautier.
Oh, look at me up here with two good-looking guys. Feels like prom all over again.
You took 2 guys to prom?
Oh, yeah.
Who were they?
Just my cousin and my other cousin.
That doesn't count.
What makes Lisa go from this...
We had to create something for you to do again.
...to this?
I'm a comedian to make people happy, not to make girls cry.
New Celebrity Apprentice, tomorrow, 9/8 Central, here on NBC.
Here's your chance to compete on the NBC hit, The Voice. Go to NBCWashington.com to enter for your chance to win $400, plus a guaranteed VIP audition. Brought to you by the DC Gold Scratcher, DC Lottery. Lots of people win.
St.Alban's band and the Dancing Bulldog. It is time to meet the folks who get these guys ready for competition. We begin with Landon in Bethesda. Taylor, who's with you?
On my right is our assistant headmaster and former coach, Mr. Body. Directly behind me is our coach, Dr. Brockhouse. And on my left is our spiritual advisor, Mr. Gavoti.
Very good. Nice to have you here. From St. Albans in the district, Jonathan, who's behind you?
This is our coach, Mr. Kelly.
Good to meet you again. And Bethesda's Walter Johnson. Cameron, who's standing with you?
On my right, we have our dedicated coach, Mr. Safford, and on my left is our new principal, Ms. Baker.
Great. Nice to have you here. Now, you know how this works. Landon is going to answer the questions first, but there are 3 packets, 1, 2, and 3. St. Albans, you get to choose for them. 1, 2, or 3.
1.
Packet 1 it is. Questions in this round are worth 20 points, and of course, if you get all of them right, there's a bonus. All right, Landon. Colonial preacher Jonathan Edwards might have been shocked to learn that what grandson of his killed Alexander Hamilton in a duel?
Aaron Burr?
Yes. Poet John Donne asks his readers to catch what falling celestial body of which Betelgeuse and Polaris are examples?
Stars?
Yes. What American band leader was crowned the March King because he wrote such popular marches as the Stars and Stripes Forever?
Sousa?
It is Sousa. Here's your science question. Higher, lower, the same as. Will the freezing point of water containing dissolved sugar be higher, lower, or the same as pure water?
Lower?
Lower is right. The historian J.M. Cook was noted for his books about what ancient empire whose rulers included Cyrus the Great and Xerxes?
Persia?
Yes. Among the well-known animals of literary fiction is Rocinante, the horse ridden by what Spanish knight who titles a novel by Cervantes?
Don Quixote?
That is correct. Your math question? If x does not equal 0, what is the value of this expression when simplified as far as possible?
X to the 6th?
Yes, that's correct. Baklava is an appealing dessert, but the Battle of Balaclava was anything but appealing to fighters in what 1850s war between Britain, France, and Russia?
Crimean?
That is correct. Landon with a bonus. On we go to St. Albans. Walter Johnson, is it going to be packet number 2 or 3?
3.
3 it is. Here you go, St. Albans. In this book, The Complete Angler, Isaac Walton states that you'll catch bigger fish if you use as bait. What sort of amphibian that starts life as a tadpole?
A frog?
Correct. In 1215, England's King John must have wanted to run away from Runnymede, where he was forced to sign what document?
The Magna Carta?
Yes. Though he had 7 children with his first wife and 13 with his second wife, what radical abolitionist still found time to raid the arsenal at Harper's Ferry in 1859?
John Brown?
That is correct. Your science question. Harmattan, trade winds, Chinook. Which of these is a dry, dusty wind that blows over West Africa?
The Chinook?
No, it's Harmattan. To reach the underworld, Achilles must have been ferried across what river, whose waters had earlier made him almost completely invulnerable to injury?
The Styx?
Yes, the river Styx. Here's your math question. Solve for x, giving your answer as a positive integer.
X equals 12. X equals 20. X equals 20?
Yes, it does. The Rose and the Swan might sound as if they were English pubs, but in Elizabethan times, they were what same type of building as Shakespeare's Globe?
The theater?
Yes. Prohibition was established by the 18th Amendment and repealed 13 years later by what other numbered amendment?
21st?
That is correct. Good job. St. Albans with 350 points. We have one lonely packet left. Packet number 2 for Walter Johnson. In an effort to learn to read, the medieval emperor Charlemagne slept on a book written in what classical language of ancient Rome?
Latin.
Yes. 1956 saw a widely acclaimed Broadway adaptation of the diary of what young Jewish girl whose family hid in an Amsterdam attic during World War II?
Anne Frank.
Yes. Although Tom Sawyer is a novel, Mark Twain compared it to what sort of religious song that titles Julia Ward Howe's Battle Anthem?
Hymn.
It is hymn. Here's your science question. Viscosity, permeability, flux. Which of these terms refers to the degree to which a fluid resists flow under an applied force?
Viscosity.
It is viscosity. In 1940, scientists at the University of California transformed uranium into what other radioactive element, the core of the first nuclear weapons?
Plutonium.
It is plutonium. Yahoo is an internet search engine, but the fictional Yahoos were mythical brutes in Jonathan Swift's novel about the travels of what man?
Lemuel Gulliver.
Yes. Here's your math question. Evaluate this expression, giving your answer as a positive integer.
What is it? What is that?
And your answer is?
Oh, yeah. No answer.
60. What man of small build but large intellect was called the Little Giant when he debated Abraham Lincoln in Illinois?
Stephen Douglas. Douglas, yeah.
Douglas.
It is Douglas. Good job, Walter Johnson. 370 points. And that is the end of the round.
Offenbacher's preseason sale. Coupon savings on every in-stock patio set. Plus, save on outdoor custom kitchens, fire pits, pergolas. Build it your way. Big green eggs, outdoor heater, discounts on billiards and game. Offenbachers.com for preseason sale coupon.
Cancer happens to one person at a time, but it takes an entire group of people to support that one person and help them. I was taken care of by a lot of really incredible doctors and nurses, and the way they were able to save my life twice really has inspired me to become a doctor myself, so I can give back. My name's Clarissa Shilstra. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor, and thank you so much for donating to the Giant Triple Winner program.
The DC Lottery wants you to imagine being the winning contestant on The Voice. Now here's your chance to become a Voice VIP and get heard. Go to NBCWashington.com and submit a sample of your singing. All 4 finalists will receive $400, and the winner gets a guaranteed VIP audition for the NBC hit The Voice. Watch The Voice on NBC4. Brought to you by the DC Gold Scratcher. DC Lottery. Lots of people win.
Offenbacher's preseason sale. Coupon savings on every in-stock patio set. Plus, save on outdoor custom kitchens, fire pits, pergolas. Build it your way. Big green eggs, outdoor heater, discounts on billiards and game. Offenbachers.com for preseason sale coupon.
NBC4, honored with 6 Emmys for broadcasting excellence.
Before we move on to the exciting grab bag round, we're going to recap the scores, and it is a really competitive game, beginning with Landon, 355 points, St. Albans, 350 points, and Walter Johnson, 370 points. A lot could happen in this round. 20 points for a correct answer, 20 off for an incorrect answer. Visual questions were 30 up or down. Here we go. They say that silence is golden, and it certainly was for what silent movie that won this year's best? St. Albans.
The Artist?
Yes. Though he grew up in the shadow of his great-uncle Julius Caesar, what man? Johnson?
Octavian.
Yes. Appointed by Jimmy Carter, James Schlesinger was the first person to hold what cabinet post occupied today by Stephen Chu? St. Albans.
Energy?
Energy is right. For 30 points on your screen, this is a novel by what French author who wrote the letter J'accuse? St. Albans.
Emile Zola.
Yes. This is the 50th anniversary of the publication of what Madeleine L'Engle novel that had originally been turned down by 26 publishers? Walter Johnson?
A Wrinkle in Time.
Yes, correct. Choice. Hydrocarbons are a component of many fuels. In hydrocarbons are the chemical bonds between hydrogen and carbon. Are they ionic? Walter Johnson?
Covalent.
Non-polar. In addition to its wines, France is noted for what royal dynasty that had the same name? Landon?
Bourbon.
Yes. On your screens for 30 points. I like this. Dream a little before you think. These were the words of what woman whose dreams led her to write books like The Bluest Eye and Beloved? St. Albans.
Morrison?
It is. The World Cube Association holds competitions all over the world to see how fast people can solve St. Albans.
Rubik's?
It is. How much copper is in 25 pounds of an alloy containing 4% copper? St. Albans?
1 pound.
That is correct. A new dress and white gloves were provided for what woman executed by the French for espionage? Walter Johnson.
Marie Antoinette, just say.
Marie Antoinette.
No, Mata Hari. For 30 points on your screen, this multilingual man was assigned by George Washington as a... Walter Johnson?
Aaron von Steuben.
Yes. Salto Alto is the name used by many Venezuelans to identify what jungle cataract that is the highest waterfall? Landon.
Angel Falls?
It is Angel Falls. Every May, Boston's Arboretum displays what purple flowers that also bloomed in the... Landon?
Violets?
Yes. According to legend, the tyrant... That is the end of the game!
Are you paying more and more for cable and enjoying it less and less?
Stop paying for second best. Upgrade to Verizon Fios and get TV, internet, and phone for just $89.99 a month, guaranteed for 2 years with a 2-year agreement. Act now and we'll add a special bonus, $250 back. But hurry, this offer ends April 21st. Unlike cable, Fios is a 100% fiber optic network that delivers America's fastest, most consistent, most reliable internet. Plus the best TV picture quality. Why keep paying so much for cable? Switch to Fios for just $89.99 a month, guaranteed for 2 years with a 2-year agreement. Plus your special bonus, $250 back. Save $600 in your first 2 years. Hurry, this incredible offer ends April 21st. Call 1-877-827-FIOS. That's 1-877-827-3467. Or visit us online to save even more. Fios, a network ahead.
Laces? Really? Slip-on's the way to go. More people do that, security would be like a...
There's no charge for the bag.
Thanks. I know a quiet little place where we can get some work done is a 3-pronged plug.
I have club passes.
Get the mileage card with special perks on United, like a free checked bag, United Club passes, and priority boarding.
Thanks. Okay. What's your secret?
The United Mileage Plus Explorer card. Get it and you're in.
Top 3 things people need to know when they wake up. What happened while I was asleep? Is it gonna rain today? How bad is the commute?
You got this. Hot spots for morning traffic.
95, BW Parkway, Beltway. So morning weather is all about, do I need a coat? Do the kids need an umbrella? Are storms gonna roll in? You got this. 210, 50, New York Avenue.
You got this.
News for today.
We got this.
Weekday mornings beginning at 4:30.
And don't forget 66, Route 4, Rockville Pike.
Welcome back, everyone. Before we give the final scores, just one correction to make in the question about the Walt Whitman poem. The answer was lilacs, not violets. So, with that correction, let's figure out who won this thing. First, we're going to begin with Landon and 375 points. Walter Johnson, 400 points. And headed to the semifinals, St. Albans with 490 points. Congratulations, guys, and be sure to meet us next week when we have another playoff game between Woodrow Wilson, Churchill, and Holton Arms. I'm Hillary Howard. Thanks for watching. It's Academic. Come on down, everybody.